Hit it, Phil.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Can it be the breeze that fills the trees with rare and magic perfume? Oh, no, it isn't the breeze, it's Jackson time. La-da-da-da.
Stay tuned.
Right after this episode.
For our discussion.
Good evening. I am Ronald Reagan, speaking for General Electric. Tonight, Jack Benny stars on the General Electric Theater.
In research, in engineering, in manufacturing skills. At General Electric, progress is our most important product.
Have you ever noticed that in every community there are some people whose looks and personalities set them apart from others? They stand out in a crowd. You never forget them. Conversely, there are others so undistinguished in appearance that you meet them and immediately forget them. Such a man is Tom Jones. He's been waiting on this man and woman for over a year now, and they still don't. Well, see for yourselves.
Oh, waiter.
Yes, madame.
Will you get our waiter, please?
I'm your waiter, madame.
You?
Yes, I brought your husband the broiled Maine lobster, medium. And you, madame, are the curried tripe with chutney. Also, during the soup course, I heard you discussing your husband's secretary, a blonde by the name of Nellie Jerkins, who wears bikinis during office hours in the hot weather.
Our check, please.
Yes. Hello, Stella.
Hello.
Oh, hello, Mr.
Smith, you remember Stella?
It's Jones, Tom Jones.
Mr. Jones, of course.
You don't remember either, but Stella should. I'm Tom Jones. I'm a waiter at the Astor.
Oh, I never eat there. It's too expensive.
Last time I was here for a haircut, we had a date that night.
How long ago?
Only 3 months.
Doesn't go very fast, does it?
I'm glad it's holding its own.
Yes, sir.
Don't you remember, Stella? We went to a movie. We saw Gregory Peck.
I remember Gregory Peck.
Well, Gregory didn't buy you all that popcorn.
Gregory, I'd buy it.
Don't mind Stella, Mr. Jones. She can't remember faces.
Don't apologize, Sam. I'll cover my whole face so that none of it'll show. And maybe people will remember me. Happened all my life. I just happen to have the kind of a face that nobody remembers.
Wish I had a face no one remembered. I'd leave home, my wife would never find me.
See, I remember when I was in the Army. They vaccinated me 6 times for smallpox before they found out they were poking in the same muscle. I was with the 23rd Engineers. We had the same top sergeant for 3 years. And every day, he'd drill me with the recruits. Never knew who I was. Some war.
A born pigeon. You know, a schlock like this comes along maybe once in a lifetime. We must have been living right, huh? Here we got the deal all set, and along comes his backward front man. A natural, a lowly guy, no friends, nobody remembers him. Well, he'll be so glad to have some pals, he'll do anything.
I don't go for it. We spent a lot of time casing this caper. I'm gonna do it myself. We can't trust a guy we don't know.
We can't trust that face of yours. They'd know it the minute you enter the bank. Same for Mike. Sit down.
Well, what about Louis? He's from out of town. Nobody knows him.
With Louis, you've got to give Louis a cut for Louis, don't you understand? With this citizen that Mike's talking about, we keep it all.
Tax-free.
Yeah, and if the bank guards wise up and get itchy fingers, well, that's Tom Jones' funeral. Our only expense is sending flowers.
Well, what about Marie and me? It's our funeral, too. We got a stake in this thing.
Yeah, how about our trip to Paris? If this joker doesn't do the job right, where are we? Back in Brooklyn?
Yeah, relax, baby. In a week, you'll be santering down to Champs-Élysées. I guarantee it.
Where did you leave our new partner?
The barber shop. The manicurist probably working on his left hand by now.
Take him by the right and lead him up here.
Right, boss.
Goodbye, Sam.
Bye.
So long, Stella.
Goodbye, Mr. Smith.
Cheap polish. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Why, you're...
I am?
Tom. Old Tommy Jones.
Yeah, I'm Tom. Old Tommy Jones.
What's the matter? Don't you remember me?
Yeah, you're
Harry Wenzies, your old army buddy.
Yeah, Harry Wenzies, my old army buddy.
Oh, boy, long time no see.
Not since,
We were overseas. Remember the 23rd Engineers? I remember you always used to say people never remembered you, and now you don't remember me.
Yes, I do. You were with Company
G.
Yeah, G. Only you were much shorter then.
Well, that's because every time you saw me, I was digging a hole.
That's a good one.
How are things going? Smart man like you, probably big on Wall Street, huh?
Well, no. You see, I'm in the restaurant business.
Own a chain of eateries, huh?
Well, no. You see, I'm a sort of a waiter in one of them.
You, Tom Jones, a waiter? I don't believe it. A man of your class, your distinction should be making it at least $10,000 a year.
Well, very few waiters make that kind of money.
We're going to the Waldorf. When my boss sees you, he'll snap you up just like that. Come on, Tommy. Opportunity is knocking.
Oh, wait a minute, the Waldorf. Well, gee, I can't go dressed like this. You see, I'll go home and change clothes. See, I've got a suit at home that I wear only on Sundays.
This is Tuesday.
Yeah, but $10,000 a year, it seems like Sunday. What room is he in?
He has a suite, 3021.
I'll tell you what, I'll see you there in about 20 minutes, huh? Well, it's sure nice running into an old buddy, huh?
Sure is.
Well, so long, Harvey.
Yes?
Is the boss in?
Who's calling?
Jones, Tom Jones.
You're Tom Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Who is it? Get your reservations for Brooklyn. Come on in. The boss is busy right now.
Thank you. I'll wait. Oh, hello.
You can't be...
Jones. Tom Jones.
Oh, no.
What's the matter? Is she sick?
We both are. Something we didn't eat in Paris.
Oh.
Boss, you can't be serious. Did you get a good look at that guy?
It's perfect. He's an idiot's delight. All right. Read the withdrawal slip.
You're being covered by two men with guns. Sound the alarm and you will be killed. Put $50,000 in this satchel.
Terse and to the point.
You expect a bank teller to turn his dough over to a face like that? Why, he'll get killed and we'll come up empty.
Let me worry about that. Will you call the garage? Get the car out front. You pack up everything. We're sailing tonight.
I want you to meet my boss. Boss, my old army buddy, Tom Jones.
Yeah, I'm pleased to meet you, sir.
Mr. Jones, I liked you immediately the minute I came in that door.
You did?
Yes, I make fast decisions. If I like somebody, I like them. And if I don't, well, I just don't like them.
It's funny, I'm the same way.
I'm glad you said that.
So am I.
Good.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like everybody. But I like you, Mr. Jones. You're different.
Well, you know, you're kind of unusual yourself.
Why?
Well, you remember my name.
Don't most people?
See, most people don't even remember my face. I mean, people that I've known for years. Except my buddy here.
My buddy.
He remembered me.
Lucky for me, he did. You know, I understand that you're a waiter, Tom. Oh. You mind if I call you Tom?
No, of course not, Mr.
Just call me boss.
Boss.
Yeah, everybody does, especially people that I like. And I like you, Tom.
And I like you too, boss.
Tom, sit down here.
Well, thank you.
Tom, I have a feeling that you're just the man I've been looking for. I like you, and I'd like you to come to work for me.
You would?
We all would, pal.
We all like you.
I like all of you.
I'm glad.
So am I.
Good.
Yeah. Say, what kind of a business are we in?
The, banking business.
Oh, money. I hear there's a lot of money in money.
Yeah, there is. You're in with the right people.
Well, you certainly look like the right people to me, all right.
We are. I'm going to start you at $12,000 a year.
12,000? Gee, my buddy said 10.
Oh, that's before I'd seen you. You're a $12,000 a year man if I ever saw one.
Gee, $12,000 a year. Gosh, that's 10,000 more than I'm making now. Counting tips.
What do you say, Tom?
I'll take it. I'll take the job.
Good boy.
Gee, it's swell being with such a great gang.
Gang?
Well, that's slang, you know, gangster talk. I'm always kind of breezy on a new job. But I'm a lot of fun. You know, like a barrel of monkeys.
You've just seen Act 1 of The Face is Familiar, starring Jack Benny. Each week, our General Electric Progress Reporter tells us of some phase of General Electric's contributions to more comfortable living, industrial progress, and national defense. Here is Don Herbert now with another interesting report.
Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Do you hear that echo? Well, scientists have been studying echoes for quite some time. One of the things they've learned is how to use them to measure distances, especially underwater. Now, that's the idea behind sonar. Here's what happens. A very high-pitched sound wave is sent out in one direction at a time through the water. When it hits an object, it bounces back. The time it takes the echo to return indicates how far away the object is. Of course, sonar was originally intended for one purpose only, to find enemy submarines. During World War II, wolf packs of enemy submarines left the coast of Europe to sink Allied shipping and to take over complete control of the oceans. But those enemy subs were in for a surprise, for our surface vessels had a weapon all their own. Under the keels of our ships, the sonar units sent out waves of sound and listened to the returning echoes. As soon as an enemy submarine was detected, our destroyers went into action. Sonar was one of the big reasons why we and our allies were able to overcome the submarine menace of World War II. But sonar's service to mankind was just beginning. For instance, it makes possible better harbor and channel maintenance. It's used in dredging and salvage work. It helps warn ships of hidden rocks and sunken vessels or other obstacles. And sonar is even bringing more food to your table. Fishing trawlers are using a form of sonar to locate whole schools of fish. And new uses for sonar are turning up all the time. Now, two distinguished scientists contributed key discoveries that led to the sea tube of World War I, which was the forerunner of sonar as we know it today. They were Dr. Coolidge and Dr. Langmuir, both scientists working at the General Electric Research Laboratory. And right now, General Electric research, engineering, and production facilities are working to improve sonar, to make it more efficient for future use, both as a defense weapon and as an aid to peacetime sailors. This work in sonar is another example of what we mean when we say, at General Electric, progress is our most important product.
And here is Act Two of The Face is Familiar, starring Jack Benny.
Now, you know what to do?
Oh, sure. There's nothing to it, boss.
Tell me.
Well, I go in the bank and pick up the payroll for your investment house.
Right. Well, how do you do it?
Well, I give the satchel to the teller. And there's a withdrawal slip inside, so he checks it and puts the $50,000 into the satchel.
Right. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. There's only one thing that bothers me, boss.
I told you. Quiet. What bothers you, Tommy?
Well, isn't it a kind of a waste for a $12,000 a year man to be just making withdrawals? I mean, you could get an armored truck for that and leave me for more important work.
I want you to get the feel of big money, Tommy. I don't want your salary to go to your head.
I like the way you think, boss.
Thanks, Tommy. Well, it's almost closing time. Now hurry.
Gotcha. Oh, boss,
You didn't get it already?
No, but I was wondering, while I was in the bank, maybe you'd like some calendars or blotters or something.
No, just go and get my money and hurry.
Hurry. Gotcha. Banks are always crowded when you're in a hurry, aren't they?
Yeah.
I'm in a big hurry. I have some friends waiting for me outside.
That's nice.
I was just wondering, if you weren't in a hurry, would you mind if...
No.
Oh. Well, will your transaction take very long?
No.
Good, good. You know, this big bag here had me worried. What sort of business are you in?
Penny vending machine.
Those are all pennies?
Something wrong with pennies?
No, of course not. I like pennies. Excuse me. Pardon me, will your transaction take long?
Oh, no.
Glad, because I have some friends waiting outside.
Yes, madam?
Well, in 1945, my husband opened an account here in his name, Herman Hanover, a savings account. Then in 1949, he transferred it to a checking account. Then we decided to split up that money, and he and I opened a joint savings account in his name, Herman Hanover, and me, Gertrude Hanover. That was in 1951. And then we discovered that we hadn't really closed out that first savings account, and it had been transferred to our Christmas Club account, the one in our daughter's name, Cecilia Hanover. So some of our checking deposits got mixed up with our savings funds, and Cecilia's Christmas Club account was...
Gertrude, madam, don't you think it would be better if you saw the manager instead of taking up the teller's time?
I'll handle this, sir, if you don't mind.
Well, I don't mind, except that I'm in a hurry. You see, I have to pick up $50,000.
Please, sir, I'll handle this. Madam, would you please take this up with the manager?
That's what I said. Look, madam, if you don't mind, I'd like to get to the window, please. At last. Here's the withdrawal slip.
Next window, please.
Oh, excuse me. That's my withdrawal slip. Thank you. This is disgusting.
Huh?
I mean, you'd think a bank this size could afford a few extra tellers. Like one teller, say, for handling pennies, and a teller to handle a Christmas Club, and one to handle $50,000 or more.
Well, this one to handle savings bonds.
I'm trying to make an impression on my new job. No, you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get $50,000 out of this bank. I mean, you'd think it was their money. Savings bonds. Are all those savings bonds?
Certainly, I'm going to cash them in. What's the matter with you? Ain't you patriotic?
Look, do you mind if I go first? Now what's wrong? Oh, guard. Would you please keep my place in line?
Well, sure.
Thank you. I'll be back in just a minute. And if you get to the window, the withdrawal slip is in the satchel. Okay. Thank you.
Here he comes. He ain't got the satchel.
Hey, did you fellas call me?
No, where's the satchel?
I thought I heard you honking.
Why, you stoop. Where's the satchel?
I left it with the bank guard.
You left the satchel with the bank?
Well, I'm sorry I'm late, boss, but you see, there are lines of people and there aren't enough tellers. But don't worry, because the guard is keeping my place in line, and he'll get the money for me.
Get back in there fast.
Gotcha. Oh, guard.
Sorry, mister, the bank's closed.
Oh, look, the other guard has my satchel. He's holding my place in line. I got to pick up the payroll for the boss. That's him, sitting over there in the car.
Okay, come on in.
Here's the guy's withdrawal slip.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's the withdrawal slip. Now, fill her up.
Yes, sir.
What's the matter? Is there something wrong with the withdrawal slip?
You'll never get away with it.
Now, look, mister, I've been waiting a long time to get to you. Now, the boys are anxious, so put in the money.
Yes, sir.
You certainly count fast. I'll tell the boss about you. Thank you. Well, I got it all right. Excuse me. I got it. There you are. Hey! Hey, boss! Hey!
Which way they go?
Who?
The robbers.
The robbers? What'd they rob?
All right, what's going on here? The bank was just robbed.
I'm the teller, and I sent off the alarm just as fast as I could, officer.
Well, we'll need you down at the station for routine questioning. Anybody else in the bank at the time of the robbery?
I was, officer.
What's your name?
Jones, Tom Jones.
How much did you see?
Well, nothing. I was just inside withdrawing some money for the boss. That's all I know.
Oh, that's too bad. Thanks anyway, Mr.
Jones, Tom Jones.
Oh, yeah.
The way it happened, the fellow put a satchel in the window with a note demanding $50,000.
Hey, that's funny. I had a satchel, and I got $50,000, too.
Hold it, mister. We're trying to get the facts.
Yeah, but for a minute, I thought they were talking about me. You see, I had it... Yeah, No, but, officer, it was me.
It was you what?
Well, you see, the boss and Harvey Windsor used me as a goat. I robbed the bank, and I didn't even know it.
Are you kidding?
No, teller. Teller, look at me.
Well, why should I?
Well, you recognize me, don't you? You remember me.
Well, I've never seen you before.
Now, wait a minute. What did the guy look like?
Well, as close as I can remember, officer, he had a fat, round face. No, it was kind of lean and angular. Oh, gosh, it was the most nondescript face I've ever seen.
Well, that's pretty nasty. Clark, you remember me.
From where?
From the bank. The door was locked. You opened the door and you let me in.
Who is this guy? Says he took the money.
But I did.
The guy who left the bank with the bag had big brown eyes.
No, blue eyes. Look, big blue eyes.
And a real menacing look.
I was smiling all the time. Look at like this. I was smiling all the time I was in there.
And he was an older man, maybe 50.
I'm 39.
This guy's just trying to get his picture in the papers.
Come on, Bud. Beat it before I run you in.
But, officer.
Beat it, I said.
Well.
Oh, I remember now, officer. This guy was about 6 feet tall, and he had red hair and a long scar on his cheek. And I remember he had kind of little beady eyes. They were set close together, and he kept leering at me.
Hello, Stella.
Hi.
Oh, hello, Mr.
Jones. Tom Jones, remember?
Oh, yes, of course. Hello, Mr. Jones.
Hey, Tom, did you see this? Here's a hot one.
What is it?
They caught that gang that held up the bank for $50,000 last month. The main guy slipped through their fingers.
The main guy?
Yes. And the funny part of it is the gang is willing to talk, but none of them can remember what the fourth guy looked like.
What'll it be? Give me a shave, and don't cut my face. I like it.
Thanks to Jack Benny for another delightful performance. And thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, for inviting us into your homes this evening. The people at General Electric hope you will continue to watch our famous stars in these wonderful plays. And I'm sure you'll want to see our next presentation. An unusual story, The Rider on the Pale Horse, with another cast of outstanding players from Hollywood. Until next week, then, good night for General Electric.
Well, hello again. This is Buck Benny speaking. I am joined by Catherine Fuller-Seeley. Hey, Kathy. And John Henderson. Hey, John.
Hello. Check out my podcast, This Day in Jack Benny.
Exactly. Please do. And John, we're entering the holidays, so I'm sure you've got holiday episodes coming up for us and everything.
Yeah.
Now, when you hit the holidays, do you play like holiday episodes of other shows besides Jack's, or
no? I only play Jack Benny, and
Okay.
actually, it's a little bit sad because I'm trying to get through all of the episodes. So the first years I had like all the best Christmas episodes, and now it's kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel of Christmas episodes. It's just December episodes that have a mention of Christmas.
Well, I've got something I can lend you all. Back when I started doing the Lost Jack Benny scripts, we could not find the very first Christmas episode, December 25th, 1932. Couldn't find it anywhere in the scripts, but Laura had seen it. Well, we finally found it, and I'm sort of 3 volumes after that episode. So I'm trying to figure out, do I append it to a later
Yeah.
episode, but I will send it to you. So if you'd like to read out some parts, or or sort of comment on the very first Christmas episode, December 25th, 1932. I'm
Totally.
very
Yeah,
happy.
that's cool.
Having just rediscovered it, I'm happy to give it to you. So
Excellent, excellent. And then you can give it to him, and then he will be like, Daryl, I have something you don't have. It'll be great.
I can share it with both of you.
You would share with both of us? Oh, so nice. Well, I'd love to see it, because I think that'd be exciting. So, but I would say, yeah, include it in one of the volumes coming up here, because that would, even if it's late, I think it's better to include it. Yeah.
So I won't. I was either going to put it out for free as a Christmas gift to everybody, and that doesn't mean I can't also stick it in.
Well, you need to get what you need to do is to have Ben Time a volume that comes out at Christmas time, and then as the bonus, that the last one in there is the first Christmas episode of Jack Benny, and on the cover you could have Jack, instead of in his normal picture, have him in a Christmassy shot or something. Yes. There's not a lot. And John and I both, I would assume, have looked for Jack Benny Christmas like pictures and things. There's the one with
where he looks
in
drunk,
Rochester, and then there's one awkward one where he just looks drunk or hung over or something.
Yeah.
And those are the two biggies, and I don't know. and John's even like, for some of them, for Thanksgiving ones maybe or something, you've created your own. I know sometimes a new picture where you've included new things, but tell us about that.
I remember. Yeah, I can't quite remember. I remember one though. I got a production still of, I think it was Don Wilson dressed as Santa Claus or something like that. He makes a good Santa Claus.
That's cool.
I did also like do one year. I did a music from Christmas time featuring the Jack Benny people.
Yes.
And I know that Buck, you've done some good music episodes.
Yeah.
Your podcast. And do you play those every year?
I play them every year, and I've got it's a whole album I created. Well, what I did was I started off with creating an old time radio album, and so I took a bunch of Jack stuff because I love Jack, but then I took things from other people's show, Burns and Allen or whatever, as well, and it created a nice old time radio Christmas thing. But then I realized, I was like, this is becoming a double or triple album worth of stuff. And then I thought, I almost have enough Benny by itself to make its own album. And so I thought, well, let me hunt around here. And so I hunted and found more. And so I have a really nice Benny Christmas album, like 25 tracks or something.
Oh, that's great. Well, you've got the picture of Jack dressed up as Santa on Dennis Day's Christmases for the Family.
Correct.
Album, right?
Christmas for the Family. Yeah. So that's nice. And I've taken tracks off of that too to pull this off. And look, I offended John. John's run away. I don't know what happened there. I'm sure he'll be back momentarily. But this will give me a chance to talk a little bit more about my Christmas release thing. It's so much fun to put together. And I realized, I was like, well, you know what? I wonder if Phil did anything. So I looked on Phil's show, and Phil did Jingle Bells, a fun version of Jingle Bells, a couple times. So I grabbed one of those. And then Alice, and I'm like, boy, it's really pushing it to put Alice on the Jack Benny collection. But I'm like, she was on some episodes and things, and she does some wonderful songs. She does like 3 or 4 different Christmas songs that are just delightful. And she's got such a great voice that I brought those over. Also, all of the Phil Harris shows, they released in such nice sound quality that those songs are really great shape. Because some of my Kenny Baker songs and things will be pretty dicey and scratchy and things, but it's still worth presenting. But the one that got away, that I'm so frustrated with, and that maybe someday, there was I want to say it's 46 episode of the Jack Benny Show where he had Dennis Day and Kenny Baker came back to visit. And it's during Christmas time. And so they sing throughout the episode. They sing not a ton. They sing like 3 or 4 different Christmas songs. And I would love to have them, but it falls just right in this narrow band of like 6 months where, for whatever reason, all the episodes are missing, like someone's cut out all the songs,
Yeah.
and the quality of those episodes, sound quality wise, is really, really dicey. But I think it's because that's all we have. And so I'd rather have them than not. It's just,
Sure.
I would love to find a great sounding version of that
Well,
episode.
maybe there will be some miracle in the
You,
Spurtback
you
collection.
never know. Sometimes there is, and that would be absolutely wonderful. But anyway, we'll continue with our discussion of this show, even though we've lost John, though I think I would be surprised if we didn't get him back. He's probably frantically working on wiring and connecting things and trying to figure out why he lost his internet.
His is a face that's familiar that we can recognize.
There you go. There you go. Because, yeah, we're talking about the face is familiar, and it's from the GE Theater. Is that right?
Yes.
And from
November 21st, 1954. So,
very good. So way back, 1954. And John might be back. And
well, I'm on my phone, so what are you going to do?
We missed you so. We knew you'd find your way back to us.
we thought your face was familiar, but we wanted to see it again. So that's
yeah. And Kathy held up a sign that said, "Just vamp, Daryl, just vamp." And so I was vamping away on Jack Benny and his Christmas shows. So it's good. Anyway, we're just getting into the episode, so I'll swing it over to John and ask John, what did you think about this episode? And and we should mention that, of course, Ronald Reagan, you got a chance to see him introduce the episode, which is pretty cool and kind of different. And over to John. Yeah.
Well, I mean, to have a future president introduce your episode, that's pretty cool. It's so strange. We were talking about it a little off air, how it's strange to see a president and then you go back and you see all the things that they've done before. I imagine how weird it's going to be to go back and watch all of the Donald Trump stuff after he became president.
Yeah, yeah.
So now to the episode. I loved it. What a great rarity. Fun, totally different kind of Jack Benny vehicle that works and is fun and delightful. Yeah, so I loved it. I loved the whole thing, the concept of the show and the way that Jack performs it. So yeah, it was great.
I thought so too. And the fact that sometimes when Jack is performing as a different character than himself, I think it starts to, I don't know. We've got him so pigeonholed as to what Jack is and what our expectations are for Jack that sometimes it just doesn't work as well for fans. This works because he's playing off a lot of the Jack Benny things. You can tell he's playing a character that's not quite Jack, but there's enough references and things that it totally feels yes. He brings things across, and that's great, and he's not afraid to do that, and that was wonderful.
Well, that's it. I think doing the episode is, for anybody with an ego, what do you mean nobody's going to recognize me? Because we know that from Jack's sort of autobiography that when he went to places where they didn't know who he was, he like the trip, we was going to be on the Jackie Gleason show, and he and his brother-in-law went to Havana just to go hang out, and then he said, no, nobody knows me here. I've got to go back. So on the one hand, the conceit of nobody being able to recognize or remember Jack Benny, I think he's brave to play that because it was actually a sort of deep fear of his, of being in some place where nobody recognized him. So,
well, and that's something that I guess a person who has that to the extreme of anybody maybe on the planet is Paul McCartney. And Paul's mentioned how it's just something he's grown used to, and it's just the way where he'll, like, when he's meeting someone or someone comes up and introduces themselves, they start crying and they start, and because for them this is a gigantic moment in their life that they can't believe would ever happen, and yet with Paul that's sort of like when he bumps into anybody, and that's the reaction. So it's just got to be weird, and I would think really hard to stay centered. And he's done both Jack and Paul McCartney did a really good job of seeming to stay really centered, seeming to be authentic throughout, and I just think I think it's awesome because there's so many lesser stars that get tied up into that whole thing, and it changes who they are, and I think it's delightful when it doesn't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
well, our own John. I mean, he's wearing he's got his glasses on. He's trying to look really intelligent today, and all of that. I totally get it, and because he thinks that will somehow bind him to the audience, like I'm already bound to my audience. So I don't know. I think it's a little bit of the who was the thing, like Elton John. You got that Elton John vibe thing going. You need like a shiny jacket that you need to start wearing or something.
There you go.
Well, some people, when they're not quite, at a certain level of fame, they just sort of like are worried about other people's fame and attacking people. And then at a certain point of fame, you are just comfortable and you don't have to worry about it.
That is so amazing, John. Thank you. Yeah, some of those people are so insecure, they just start attacking people, and I don't get it. But
but I do think that it's so interesting just to hear about the time when Jack was at his peak and the way that fans reacted to him, and to think now, 50, 80 years later, you talk to 10 people, you talk to 50 people, maybe one's going to ever have even heard of Jack Benny.
Right.
And it makes you wonder what stars today are going to be remembered and what are going to be forgotten. Will Paul McCartney even be remembered in 200 years? I think so, but I don't know.
I think so. We don't know. If anybody is, he would be the guy, or at least the Beatles, right? They might not even remember who's in the Beatles, but the Beatles probably will still be. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I was just on Spotify, and I'll go to different people, and it shows you how many monthly listeners they have and things. I mean, the Beatles are still at like 32 million people checking them out every month, sort of thing.
Yay.
And then Paul's at 16 million or something like that. And I was looking I felt so sorry. I go to Ringo Starr, and he's got an album out recently and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's still at like 500,000 people, which is more than watch my stuff, and that's great. Good for him. But but I look at some other people that are like, I don't know, spoof people, and they're just not, and yet they'll have 7 million viewers in a month. So I'm like, oh, they have more than Ringo, and that's so sad.
Yeah.
Well, I still love my Ringo. So, and I like his most recent album is a Western album, and I love it. It's neat that he does a country sort of album that revisits that. So, I love my Beatles. So that's just the way it is. But. Kathy, what do you think about this one?
To go back to a little historical context for this episode. GE Theater was one of the sort of first half of the 1950s, a prominent live. It was started as a live dramatic anthology show. But the trick of making coherent little dramas, only 30 minutes long. But I show my undergraduates an episode not too much earlier than this one, featuring a very young James Dean and a very young Natalie Wood, and it's done live. Interesting to see them sort of shifting from this conceit of all the programs need to be live dramas to, okay, this one is filmed. Mm-hmm. But I also thought it was we're getting
John and
sorry about that.
No, that's all right. I love you in stereo.
But now we have no Johns.
But the interesting thing is, so this one was filmed. And yet then it had, apparently it sounds like it was then played for a live studio audience, because the laugh track is hitting particular jokes and is kind of loud and live. And so I was really intrigued by kind of this moment in 1954 of the marvelous legacy of the live one-off anthology dramas being sponsored by big, scary, chemical and electrical companies going, we're GE, we're so important, and we're sending, a lightning, and, like we're mad scientists and things like that, with a real Hollywood actor introducing the episode. So I was impressed by that sort of context, and then having to do all the work that, it's not a repeating sitcom. You don't, everything is just one off. You rehearse, and you film, and you make it, and yet you've got, how many more to do that season. So I was interested in it. And I also just wanted to mention that the authors of this thing are longtime Benny writers, Hugh Wedlock and what's his name, Snyder. So this was actually written by the people who've been writing for Benny for 30, 40 years. So this is very much a sort of a Benny inside product, and having people like Benny Rubin show up and Joe Kearns showing up in bit parts. Yes. Was kind of fun to.
That was fun for Benny fans. Yeah, they're not. It wasn't like Frank Nelson showing up or Mel Blanc or something, but they are part of that Benny cast of folks that have been on, well, the radio and television shows for years. Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if people would associate somebody like Joe Kearns with Jack Benny, because we know, when you get into the minutia, that he plays like the vault guy and he does a bunch of little bit parts. But I mean, I listened to hundreds of episodes before I even noticed it was the same actor.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Benny Rubin is a little more recognizable in that.
Yeah.
He does the bit, I don't know. Okay. I don't know. And that bit has gone on for so long. So whenever you hear that bit, it's usually him. So.
And who was he in this episode?
He's the guy with the glasses like ours. So
is he one of the thugs?
Standing in line.
No,
I think another customer in line. He's got really sort of silvery hair.
And Jack was trying to get ahead of him in line, but he wouldn't let him get ahead of him.
It's a very small part. And then Joe Kearns is the teller.
Yes, I recognized him. I also recognized somebody, not from Jack Benny, but the first lady at the restaurant is the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
Oh,
I recognized her voice.
Oh, wonderful.
She's also in Green Acres as the mom of,
Well,
somebody.
That's fabulous. I was happy to see Jesse White, who I know as the Maytag repairman who never has any work. So,
yeah.
He was the crook who first who pretended to have known Jack in the military and brings him in. And the head, I was really impressed with how handsome the lead gangster was. He was Otto, Otto Kruger. And I would have thought with a name like Otto Kruger that he'd been German, but he was American born and had been a matinee idol on the stage and like in silent movies and things like that. But was oftentimes a villain in some films and TV shows. So they've hired some prominent people for this little.
Oh, for sure. Well, and Kathy, what's the history on this from radio? I know that there's a time.
Oh, well, I learned from IMDb that that Jack had starred in this very same episode, had been done on radio on the show Suspense, just that January of 1954. Yep. So a very late episode of Suspense, but how interesting the concept of how do you do that on radio? A face that nobody knows when you don't see the actor's face. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe it would have been more suspensey.
Yeah, maybe it would even work better because you can imagine a face that is totally so nondescript that you can rob a bank and then wander up and nobody recognizes you, the teller, all the cops.
Right, that was awesome when he's after he robs the bank and he just goes and he's talking to all of them and then no one recognizes him that just talked to him like 5 minutes earlier. Yeah,
which is again was interesting because I couldn't stop thinking that it was Jack Benny.
Yeah, exactly. And I like how they were like, oh, he has this menacing look. And he's like, I was smiling.
Yeah.
And then,
I have blue eyes. So.
Yeah. And then they sneak in the 39 because they said, oh, he must have been 50. He's like, I'm 39.
Yep. And that was great.
Yeah.
Well, and I thought I mentioned a little bit about the suspense piece too, just in that Jack was on 4 different suspense episodes. And I'm glad they did 4 different things. A lot of times, a guy will come in and they'll redo the same episode over and over every time they're on there. And you're like, well, what's the use of that? But, and they're charming episodes. They're wonderful. What happened was Elliot Lewis, who plays Frank Remley on the Phil Harris show, took over. Elliot Lewis is sometimes called Mr. Radio because he was so involved in so many things radio. He was a producer, writer, just all sorts of things. And especially in the 70s at the relaunching of radio, he really tried to help bring it back and did a number of shows there. But at this point in time, he had taken over the producing of Suspense. And when he came in to produce Suspense, he must have used his connections with Jack to get Jack to entice him to come over. And Jack did an episode of Suspense for him each year for, I think, 4 years in a row. It's definitely four times, and they're pretty much every year. And I think the 1954 one, this episode, the Face is Familiar, I think was the last one. There might have been a 55, but I don't think so. I think it was 51, 52, 53, and 54 that Jack appeared on Suspense. And those are well worth looking for and listening to. They're out there on certainly I presented them a number of times on my podcast, but they're also definitely out there on YouTube and things for you to listen to. So a fun thing is Jack takes on different characters. The most fun of the four probably is the science fiction one. I think it might be called Planet X or just something about X. Six is in the title somewhere, but because it features pretty much the entire cast of Gunsmoke from radio is on there along with Jack. Why they put them in a space thing, who knows? But William Conrad's on there with the biggest part, of course. But then the other characters on attended, but Parley Bear, I think, is on there doing something, and same with the guy that played Floyd the Barber. I'm trying to remember his name, but anyway, he's on there as well. Howard McNear is on there as well, and so it's just kind of fun to hear them and Jack and Jack do a science fiction take on things, and it's just charming. But there's all those episodes are charming. Anyway, and this episode, I think Jack does just a fun, great job because doing a part for radio and then doing the same part in television has got to be quite of a leap, and he can pull off both because both of these that Suspense is wonderful to listen to, and this is wonderful to watch.
Yeah. It looks like he was having fun.
Yes.
So.
And it's different than the kind of thing that he normally does. Like, he's normally known as sort of like the deadpan kind of comedian, right? And in this, he's playing this sort of like dumb fumbling guy, where he's stumbling back to the robbers and not getting it, and he pulls that off really well.
Very well. I thought he did a great job in this, seeming clueless and yet not frustratingly dumb for us as an audience, just fun. He was just great. I mean, he was frustrating to the bank robbers that were trying to get him to do these things, but for the audience, he was great, and I loved it. And I don't know, it would be interesting to have talked to Jack and be able to ask, like, parts of your career, how are you feeling at this time? How are you feeling at that time? Because I just tend to think at this point he's doing his show every once in a while. I don't even think at 1954 it might be like 8, maybe 12 times a year. It's not even half seasons yet, and he's still doing his radio show. He's appearing in lots of various things, lots of other people's shows. He's appearing in certainly Burns and Allen. Like I said before, he's almost a regular on Burns and Allen. He shows up so much on their show. And then he does things like this GE Theater. I just think, I think he truly was really enjoying himself at this time. And I think it comes across in this performance. I get that feeling throughout the 50s that was really a great time for Jack. And then in the 60s, I think it's still good, but his show goes to be every week, and I think that's got to be taxing on anybody. And Jack, also, you got to think in the 50s, Jack is in his 50s and 60s at that time, and then in the 60s is in his 60s and 70s. And that's starting, I would think a 70-year-old doing a weekly television show has got to be tough. So, yeah.
So it was a great find. I'm so glad you shared it with us that I could see.
Well, I'm so glad I've been wanting us to do this, and it's just one of those things that slipped by. And because we're doing these, I'm representing the old shows now, kind of repackaged a little bit, that we hit this one. I was like, oh, we haven't done this one. And so I wanted us to do this. We've got a couple that are going to be new ones coming up here that we do. For folks listening to us in the future, this is 2025. It's we're getting close to Thanksgiving and things, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and stuff. Seahawks are doing great this season, number 39, right? And the whole thing.
Longhorns are
Jack
meeting.
Benny,
That's fabulous. Cool. Longhorns are playing at Georgia. Oh no, go Longhorns! So.
Anyway, anything else before we close this one out?
I think it's great to see these guest episodes. If you're a Jack Benny fan, you've got all the regular episodes, which it's amazing how many we have. But then when you start to get into the rabbit holes of radio shows and even television shows, specials, interviews, all the things that he's been in, it's an endless treasure trove.
It truly is. I mean, I don't forget what it was on. The Horn Blows at Midnight that they redid for television. That was on some theater program that the Omnibus. It was on the Omnibus program, and there's things like that floating around. Certainly his multiple appearances on Shower of the Stars, which is fun too, and that show, kind of like Jack's, is a little bit of a little hodgepodge of everything, and so you never know exactly what you're going to get with Jack. Sometimes he's just like the mate, basically the MC, and sometimes it's almost like an extended Jack Benny episode. It's just interesting what you end up getting on over there, but we'll keep presenting those as well. So thanks everybody, and have yourselves a wonderful holiday season, and we love spending time with you, and I just love spending time with these folks. John, you're fantastic, even though I rib you sometimes. And Kathy, you're wonderful. And I don't rib you because, it's just one of those things. You're just too wonderful to do that too. John, it's okay. Anyway, everybody enjoy yourselves. We'll see you guys, next week probably. Cha-ta.
In the home, on the farm, in the factory, on land, on sea, in the air. At General Electric, progress is our most important product.